Right now, look around you. The room you're sitting in, the air you breathe, the food you've eaten, the trees outside, the oceans, the clouds. Almost everything that makes life on Earth possible depends on one thing: the sun. But what if, somehow, the sun suddenly disappeared? Not exploded, not dimmed, not slowly died over billions of years. Simply vanished. What would happen to Earth? How long would humanity survive? And would we even notice immediately? The answer is far more fascinating than most people realize. Let's begin with the first few minutes. Surprisingly, if the sun disappeared right now, absolutely nothing would seem different. The sky would look normal. Birds would continue flying. Cars would continue driving. People would continue scrolling on their phones. Nobody on Earth would have any idea that anything had happened. Why? Because sunlight does not arrive instantly. Light takes approximately 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the sun to Earth. That means we are always seeing the sun as it was more than 8 minutes ago. So even if the sun vanished this very second, Earth would continue receiving its last sunlight for another 8 minutes and 20 seconds. But something even stranger happens. The sun's gravity would also continue affecting Earth for exactly the same amount of time. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, changes in gravity travel at the speed of light. So Earth's orbit would remain completely normal during those final 8 minutes. For a short period, the entire solar system would continue behaving as if the sun still existed. Then, 8 minutes and 20 seconds later, everything changes. Instantly, the sun disappears from the sky. Not a sunset, not a gradual fade. One moment it's there, the next moment it's gone. The moon immediately goes dark because it only shines by reflecting sunlight. The planets vanish as well. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, all disappear into darkness. Only distant stars remain visible. For the first time in human history, Earth would experience a true cosmic night, but darkness would be the least of our problems. At the exact same moment, Earth's orbit would end. The sun's gravity keeps our planet moving in an enormous curved path around it. Without that gravity, Earth would stop orbiting. Instead, it would continue moving through space in a straight line at roughly 30 kilometers per second. Imagine swinging a ball on a string. If the string suddenly breaks, the ball flies away in a straight line. Earth would do exactly the same thing. Our planet would become a rogue world drifting through interstellar space. At first, people might not notice anything unusual besides the darkness. Cities would still have electricity, homes would still have heating, the internet would still function, but Earth's temperature would begin falling almost immediately. Without sunlight, our planet loses its primary source of energy. The heat already stored in the atmosphere and oceans would keep us warm for a short time, but not for long. After one day, global temperatures would begin dropping noticeably. After 1 week, the average surface temperature would fall below freezing. Many regions would become permanently covered in snow and ice. Agriculture would collapse. Crops depend on sunlight, and without sunlight, photosynthesis stops. Plants can survive for a short time using stored energy, but eventually they die. And when plants die, food chains begin collapsing. Animals that eat plants begin starving. Animals that eat those animals soon follow. Humanity would face a crisis unlike anything in history. Within weeks, governments would be struggling to provide food and energy. Within months, survival itself would become the central challenge of civilization. But the oceans provide an interesting twist. Many people imagine the oceans instantly freezing solid. That would not happen. Water is remarkably good at storing heat. The surface would freeze first. Huge ice sheets would slowly spread across the oceans. But beneath that frozen surface, liquid water could remain for a very long time. In fact, some deep parts of the oceans might stay liquid for thousands or even millions of years because of geothermal heat coming from Earth's interior. And that leads to an important question. Would all life die? Not immediately. Many organisms near hydrothermal vents deep under the ocean don't depend directly on sunlight. They survive using chemical energy released from Earth's interior. These ecosystems already exist today. Even if surface life largely disappeared, some deep ocean organisms could continue surviving. Life on Earth would not vanish completely. It would simply retreat into the darkest corners of the planet. Meanwhile, humans would desperately search for ways to survive. Underground cities would become valuable. Nuclear power would become essential. Geothermal energy would become one of humanity's most important resources. Large enclosed farms using artificial light might allow some food production. But supporting billions of people would be nearly impossible. Over time, Earth's atmosphere would also begin changing. Without plants producing oxygen, oxygen levels would slowly decrease. This process would take a very long time, years, centuries, even longer. But eventually, Earth's atmosphere would no longer resemble the one we know today. Then comes another astonishing possibility. Could Earth ever find a new star? Technically, yes. The galaxy contains hundreds of billions of stars. As Earth drifts through interstellar space, there is an extremely tiny chance that it could someday become gravitationally captured by another star system. But space is unimaginably vast. The distances between stars are enormous. The odds are so small that humanity would almost certainly never live long enough to witness such an event. Earth would most likely continue wandering through the Milky Way alone, a frozen world carrying the ruins of an extinct civilization. Yet perhaps the most surprising part of this entire scenario is not the darkness, not the freezing temperatures, not even the collapse of life. It's how completely dependent we are on something we rarely think about. Every breath, every meal, every tree, every animal, every ocean current, every season, every ecosystem, every civilization exists because of a star located approximately 150 million kilometers away. The sun feels permanent, unchanging, almost invisible in our daily lives because it has always been there. But remove it, and the entire structure of life on Earth begins unraveling within days. The good news? None of this is expected to happen. The sun is roughly 4.6 billion years old and still has about 5 billion years of fuel remaining. Long after humanity is gone, the sun will continue shining, providing light, heat, energy, and life. So tomorrow morning, when sunlight enters your room, remember something remarkable. Those photons began their journey inside the sun thousands of years ago, and without them, none of us would be here. Not for a day, not for a year, not even for a moment.